All right, everyone, hello and welcome to another episode of Sugar-Free Self-Care TV. Today, I'm so excited to bring on a special guest. I have one of my amazing clients, Kimberly, here. She is a badass attorney and she is just incredible. And so thank you, Kimberly, for joining me today on my show. Thanks for joining us. And I wanted to
Thank you,
bring you. Oh, yeah, of course. And I wanted to bring you on here because first of all, I know that we've been working together for almost a year now. I think like 9 months now? And
9 months.
Right. And it's just such an amazing journey you've been on. So I would just wanted to hear a little bit about your story, and I just want to know a little bit more about you. If you could tell us what was it that first got you interested in working with me?
Yes, what got me interested was I was really impressed with your consistency. I'd always see your posts on my Facebook, and we haven't spoken in a while. Probably like 10 years, right? It was 10 years.
Right.
But I was so inspired. Like, I would always see your sugar-free challenges, and I was like, I can never do that. I just love my sugar too much. Like, I before I would drink 3 cups of the sweet cream with my coffee. Like, I just gotta have my coffee, 3 cups of this. I don't know how many grams of sugar it was. It was a lot of sugar. I had to drink 3 cups with that sweet cream creamer in my coffee, and I would just eat junk food. Like, I would eat out every single day. I would never cook.
Wow.
And I've gone to, my highest weight, which is 142 pounds, like at the start of pandemic. And I knew at the start of pandemic that I had to make a change, or else I would just keep on gaining weight. Like, it's going to be even worse with the stay-at-home orders. I'm not going to exercise at all, so with the gyms being closed, there's just no way. Like, there's no way I was going to lose weight. So I had to make some changes. I was also feeling very lethargic. I mean, just the weight is really, it's a lot on the body. And so I'd get really tired easily. And so that's when I knew I had to make a change, like right at the start. I mean, already the first month of pandemic was not that great. And so I had to make a change. And so that's when I just kept on seeing your posts. I wanted to try it out. And that's when I contacted you.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. And I really do admire that you took the leap and you just like went up and asked me, because that's one thing. A lot of people want to change, but they're kind of hesitant to do something new. And so that's awesome you had the courage to do that.
Thank you.
Especially since we hadn't talked for so long. We were at the same high school.
Yes,
we hadn't talked together for so long. Yeah, and I think I'm glad you're sharing your story. Like, thank you for sharing that, because a lot of people have been struggling during the pandemic. And so I'm curious about that, because I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, like, okay, like when you started working with me, like what were the things that you learned that helped you lose weight even during that pandemic time? Like, what was it about the pandemic that was challenging for you, and how did you turn that around through our coaching together?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, like during the pandemic, what was the most challenging part of that for you when it came to managing your weight? That was the first question.
What was the most challenging? Let's see. The most challenging was the sugars. Also the emotional impact of the coronavirus.
Right.
I mean, the beginning was really scary, and I was an emotional eater. Like, when I'm stressed, I need to eat like something sweet that makes me feel good. Or I thought it made me feel good, at the time. And so, managing the sugars was really hard, because I'm an emotional eater. If I'm stressed out, I would just want to eat a cookie, ice cream, cake, or like a frappuccino. But I didn't realize until later that those things actually made me feel worse. Like it never made, like, I would make compromises to myself, like, oh, if I eat this cookie, I'm gonna work even harder at my job, but it never happens. I just get what is it, the sugar, I get a sugar, what
Sugar
is it?
rush or like a
Yeah,
dopamine hit or
yeah, I guess what, a sugar crash. So I'm like way too tired to do anything. No energy.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
So
And I
that was
think
the
for me,
challenging. Yeah.
exactly, because I mean, at home, like, people are already getting enough sugar when they're working outside of their home, but then when they're at home, a lot of people were staying at home with all these things available and accessible to
Yeah.
them, and they're just right in front of you. um, and definitely, especially the sugar, I mean, it activates our brain's reward systems, and it makes
Hmm.
us, it gives us that quick hit of like dopamine and instant gratification. so
Yeah.
so how did you stop craving the sugar? Because I know, like you said, like I really resonate with you, because we're both kind of like emotional eaters. Especially, I was a stress eater a lot too. So how did you stop how did you start navigating that, like stop stress eating and stop craving the sugar as much?
In the beginning, well, even now, I'm really big about agency. Like, I
Mm,
don't want anything having control over me.
mhm.
And so I was really pissed off that food can have the ability to have control
Mm,
over my actions, and then affects my results, with my work. So I don't like anything that has control over me. And so that was my thinking, and so that's why I had to work really hard to, uh, for cookies not to have any control over me, or food to have any control of me. I wanted to, yeah, be the master, I guess.
right. Right, because that's the thing. A lot of people, like so many of us, are scared of sugar and wanting to avoid sugar because there's this belief that, it's addictive and it's something that could make you tempted and make you fall off the wagon and stuff. We give so much power to the sugar. So
Yeah.
so I for you, it's interesting, like like with our coaching together, what was it that you learned from coaching that helped you actually learn that you do have control over the sugar? Like, what mindset shifts did you make that helped you get to that point?
Um, I guess what, how most people see it, they see it as limiting. Like, oh no, you can't eat sugar. That's very limiting on your life or whatever.
Right.
Uh, but the thing is, I still do eat sweets, but I like plan it. It's like once a week, so I'm the one in control.
Mm-hmm.
So so it's not depriving. Like, people are saying, how can you deprive yourself? And I don't see it as depriving. I see it as it's I see it as uh e- empowering, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Like empowering to like plan your meals ahead and plan.
to yeah, to plan my meals and to only eat something that I really want. Like, I'm not
Mm,
just gonna eat something that's, before I would eat sweets that were like gross, but I'll still eat it.
right.
Now I'm more intentional. You know,
Mm,
and then now I have control. Like, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna get a cupcake. On
mm,
Saturday. A cupcake that I really want to eat, and uh, and it's gonna be planned, and so it's just, I don't have to, I just waste my, like, treat my body, like a trash can, basically, by eating something like a sweet, that that I don't want to eat, because we have a lot of sweets just lying around the house,
yeah.
like old candies, old cookies.
Yeah, like expired, or who knows how old they are.
Yeah. And I'm not eating out of boredom either. Before, I would, when you watch TV, I just want to eat like an ice cream or something while watching TV because I'm bored, and so now I have more control and actually want to eat something that I want to eat.
Right. Right. And I think, that's one thing. Like, I think the planning, that's something that was really, really helpful. Especially, I feel like when you're an emotional eater or you want to eat when you're bored, it's kind of like when you have a plan in place that just helps you, make decisions ahead of time and not eat like impulsively, like
Yeah.
when you're reacting to like an emotion. So what I hear though a lot as a coach is like, you'll tell people to plan and you'll tell them it's good for them, but then a lot of people think it's like, oh, but it's restrictive or it's limiting.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, did you ever think planning was restrictive, or you actually feel like now that you do it, you said it's something that you enjoy doing now, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's not restrictive because the thing is, when you eat sugars, like a lot of sugars, I get sick a lot. Like, because it's not good for your body. So I get really nauseous. I've gone sick so many times from eating cake and cookies. And so when people say it's restrictive or limiting, it's not really, because your body is actually thanking you for not eating so many sweets and sugars. Like I would have heartburn. I would have to eat dum-dums because I was eating so much sugars. And so, yeah, I don't think I don't, it's not restrictive because, you're actually helping your body. Your body's thanking you for not eating that much sugar. So if you eat it like once a week, then, it's a great balance.
Right. Right. And I love that. It's just like, I know a lot of people think like, oh, I just want to eat what I want to eat in the moment. So sometimes people do resist that. But I love how you said, you're really taking care of your body, like
Yeah.
when you're limiting, like sometimes people think like, oh, if I limit sugar, that seems so like depriving. Like I can't eat, but then you're like, but it's really helping to just take care of your body, because in reality, we really don't need all those sugars. And like you said, you got like so much heartburn and all these sort of symptoms when you
so nauseous. I would get nauseous.
Nauseous.
I would just want to throw up, and then I would get sick the entire night. Like it just wasn't worth it.
Oh my God.
So it just was not worth it. Like even once a week I eat sugar, like I eat like half a cupcake. And that's it, because my body can't handle sugars anymore. I mean, my body doesn't like it. It's not good for you.
Right.
And my body really tells me that. And I just get so sick. Even though I don't want to, okay? Like it looks nice, it looks great. I want to eat it, but I really can't. It's just my body's like rejecting it.
Right. And I think that's a great point, because I think so many people, we kind of don't have that relationship with our body. Like we kind of eat based on what our brain wants rather than what our body actually wants. And I'm so glad you pointed that out, because it's all about like, I feel like a big point of what I teach is like creating this relationship where you're actually listening to your body and you're feeding it nourishing foods that make it feel good. So what would you say your relationship is like with your body right now?
Oh yes, I have a great relationship with my body. Now I really like it. I love it. I'm more in tune. I try to take care of it, exercise every single day. And I try to listen. If sometimes I only eat once a day, but that's because my body just doesn't feel hungry. That's all I need. So even though it might seem weird in the beginning, like I was like, oh, I only need to eat once a day.
Right.
But just being more in tune. I just never, it's like a separate entity. It's kind of weird. Your brain and your body is two separate entities. Like the brain really wants the feel good. I want that cappuccino or ice cream or chocolate, but the body does not like it. Like,
right.
And so just, being more in tune. And after losing, 26 pounds is a lot of weight for the body. And so now I realize, it's, I feel a lot lighter. And more energy. Like, I don't even know how I managed to do so many things.
Oh, wow. Like,
but it was thanks to, food plays a huge role in your productivity and efficiency.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, before you said you would feel like tired, right? Like when you're eating all the
lethargic.
Yeah, you feel lethargic. And then now,
tired.
I guess, how do you describe like your productivity or how you're working? Like, how's it like now?
Well, I received a lot of your coaching sessions on time management, so that really helped a lot.
Mhm.
Time management. Now I don't even know how I do it, but I work a full time job as an attorney,
Mhm.
uh, 9 to 6, and I also run a Instagram account where I'm building keyboards, making keycaps. So somehow I'm able to fit. People even think for my keyboard stuff, like, oh, are you working full time? As a keyboard,
No. And
enthusiast.
she's on her Instagram all the time, by the way. And we could share her Instagram too, by the way, so people could see. But yeah,
Yeah.
like she's an attorney. You guys, she's an attorney and she's an entrepreneur. Can you tell us a little bit more about your business, just because I want people to know how much you really are doing now?
Yes. Let's see. So what I do, so as an attorney, I type a lot.
Mhm.
And so I really wanted my typing experience to be a great experience because I'm typing all day. That's my profession. and so and so I really got into making custom keyboards. I guess I could show this recent one.
Oh wow,
So
that's amazing.
I just love it. I mean, it's like dragons, and it types really nice. Uh, like just you can customize it however you want. And and I don't even know how I have time to do it, but I mean, I post once every couple days. I do photo shoots. And somehow I'm still doing really well at my job. I love my law firm job. My bosses love me. I'm really lucky. And so doing both. Um, I just want to grow so that's my side business is my Instagram account for keyboards, keycaps, um, and trying to get sponsorships um, with the and also doing being an attorney. And so
A full-time attorney and an entrepreneur and taking care of your social media. Like, dang, you guys, like I know a lot of people are kind of like, how do you manage all your time? But I'm curious with you, like I guess what was the thing that helped you most with your time? Like what helped you with that?
definitely learning from you that time is relative.
Mm.
Like if you're stressed out about time, you're just gonna waste time just thinking about how stressed out you are. Just thinking about or how much you got to do. Like, oh my god, I have to write this brief, motion, talk to clients. I got to go to court. I got to do hearings. Like that would just bog you down.
Mhm.
Um, and so I started thinking that time is actually abundant. I have an abundant amount of time. So thinking that time is relative. Like, have you ever felt like time, like when you're having fun, time goes by really fast, or when you're bored, time is like so slow?
Oh yes.
Yeah, time is relative, and so um, when I think that time is abundant, then I finish my work really quick. Like something that should have taken 5 hours would take me like 2 hours.
Right.
Because I'm more efficient. Yeah, it's all about thinking just really being focused on what you do and not thinking like, oh, I don't have enough time or you're stressing about time. Before I would stress, I would like sit there because there were times when, I'm so stressed that I don't do anything, right?
Mhm.
you're just numb, you're just paralyzed. I'm like
Oh
paralyzed.
my God.
Yeah, paralyzed for like 3 hours when I could have like used that 3 hours to be productive instead of being paralyzed. I used to be so paralyzed with fear and stress.
Right. Right. And that those are the emotions that tend to make people want to eat or procrastinate, and
Yes, procrastinate.
wasting time. Right. So I think like I'm just so proud of you and everything you've done. I'm just curious, like for you, for people, like, do you find that how you're eating is sustainable? Like, what do you think about eating sugar free, like as a lifestyle change? Like, do you find it um, easy to do? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I find it very sustainable, easy to do. This is the first time. I mean, my entire life I always struggled with weight.
Mm,
Um, I always thought I was fat. Family members would tell me I was fat, so I'd always try to lose weight, but never successful. Because I thought it was just like, oh, I had to eat salads. It was just all day, and I would always starve after. Um,
right.
and so this is definitely sustainable. Like I don't eat a lot of vegetables. I am not a vegetable person. So this diet is sustainable. It's like I eat a lot of beef, cheese, heavy cream, bacon, and I feel great. And I think it's because I cut out the sugars. I mean, sugar is so bad for you. Like, it's very inflammatory. Well, I've heard it is like in the long run, it's super bad for you, and it affects like your skin. Um, so I definitely want to do this long term, just for my health, for my skin, and for my body. Yeah, it's definitely something lifelong.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you're just such an amazing example of the fact that you can eat this way, even if you're juggling, like you have two jobs going on, and you're very an ambitious woman, and you have so many things you want to do. I just think it's awesome. You're an example that you can be in
Oh,
control of your health, even when you have a lot of things going on in your schedule or a lot of things you want to do. So that's an awesome like example you're setting for other people who are really, stressed and
yeah.
busy out there, and that it is doable, when you manage your mind, because you're saying, you took control of your planning, like you could took control of how you eat, like with planning, and then you're also taking control of your time, like the way you're thinking about your time. So I think that's just so
Yeah.
amazing that you made those shifts for yourself. So I'm curious, for anyone who's kind of like, maybe they're not sure if they can do it, or maybe they don't know if coaching is right for them, like what's some advice you could give someone who's maybe thinking about going sugar free or thinking about joining one of my coaching programs? What advice would you tell them?
So many advice. Yeah, I mean, they should definitely get a coach.
Mm,
Definitely get a coach, because it's really hard to be self-disciplined.
mm,
It's hard, so you really need somebody to guide you. So I would say, and I would also say that changing the diet not only affects like their diet, but also their work productivity, like your entire life. My family has started eating healthier ever since I started. Like,
wow.
yeah. So it's, yeah, definitely, it's like a lifestyle change. It's not just a change to your diet. It's like a whole lifestyle change. Like, if you want to change your life, then you gotta start, make a move and actually just take the leap. I mean, the hardest part is taking the leap.
Mm.
I was so unsure in the beginning. I was, my creamer. I really loved my creamer. It's change is hard. Like, people don't like change, but change is very good for, you need change for growth. Like, I never thought I'd get to this point. Getting to 116 pounds. Like, I haven't been this weight in like 15 years. So
Holy
yeah,
crap.
15 years. So
Oh my God, that's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. And so, yeah, I just want to tell people that they can do it. Before, I had the story in my head where, oh, I'm an attorney. I don't have time to eat healthy or exercise. Like, I want to focus all my time on being an attorney. But in reality, I mean, it was just a fake story I was telling myself, saying like, oh, I can only have one or the other. But in reality, you can have it all. Like, you can have a great career. I mean, it even helps your career because you're more efficient and productive, because you're treating your body right. So you can be healthy, productive, efficient, eat well, and excel in your career and side businesses
Right.
and relationships with family and friends. Yeah.
Right. And I love that you were able to manage all those things, like your time, your career, your even not your finances and your relationships, like
Yeah.
so much. And I think it's just awesome too, because yeah, I would see a lot of people who think they have no time, and attorneys,
Yeah.
and they're really busy. So I just wanted to congratulate you for everything you've accomplished, like for all the work you put in. I know she shows up, you guys. She shows up every single week to the calls. She's always on time. She like takes she's very receptive to my coaching. She just takes in what she learns. So thank you so much, Kimberly, for
Thank
being this
you.
amazing example for all the women and all the busy women too, like the attorneys and other people out there. And also, just so people can learn more about you, like what's your Instagram handle for your keycaps?
Oh, yes. It's Kimber Key _ KIMBERLY. Oh wait, no, KIMBERKEY_. So Kimber
Oh,
Key.
okay, Kimber_Key_.
Yes, Kimber
Okay.
Key_.
Awesome. I'll put that in the caption. You guys have to see her Instagram. It's like so pretty. It's so beautiful. And it's so important. You guys got to get a good keyboard because like a lot of us are working from home and I just got a keyboard too. And it's just, I got this ergonomic one. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it makes such a difference. But anyways, thank you so much, Kimberly, for joining us. I'm so proud of you. And I'm grateful for your time today.
Thank you, Charmaine.
Bye.
Bye.